What's happening down there?
Tim Bumblebee. Alive.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Jamal Polson, I'm the online correspondent for AMC UK, and tonight we have 5 very, very special guests with us. Please welcome Jared Harris, Tobias Menzies, Adam Negatis, Ian Hart, and Paul Reddy, aka the Cast of the Terror. So just to let you know what the rundown is tonight, for the next 15 minutes or so, the cast will be answering your pre-approved questions which have been sent in over the last week or so. We also anticipate that we'll have a few live questions in, so get those questions in and the cast will answer them. Guys, are you ready?
Ready.
All ready? You ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
How many times have you heard that joke in your entire life? Okay, so the first question from Mark Daniels in Newcastle. Was reading up on Franklin's expedition mandatory for all the cast before production?
Mandatory? Not really, no.
Next question.
But
This is going to be so easy.
How much did you all know about it before it started?
I'd never heard about it.
I'd never heard about it at all.
So was it one of those things where you learned more as you went, or when you got the scripts, was that would have been the first time obviously that you would have known about your characters and such? So what was it like when you came to the realization that these people really existed, even though they are based on characters within a book, a fiction book mostly? It's still based on somewhat of a true story.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great responsibility when you know that these people have really existed, and gave us loads of stuff to read up on and look into, you know, both the history and around the people themselves. So yeah, it was. I found that exciting to sort of exciting challenge.
Challenge as well, because I think there wasn't always a great deal of information available, so there was a lot of gaps to fill in. So from the script,
Right.
and from the script and from history, there's a big, as far as Goodsir goes, my character, there wasn't a great deal of information to go on. There are beautiful little nuggets of letters home and things like that, but actually there was a good leap of imagination to get to the character.
So was that really helpful in fulfilling the characters' roles while you were shooting? You didn't have that much to go on, so you had to use your own imagination, as you said, to fill in those roles.
you use the scripts. I mean, you're telling the story that's in the script is what you're responsible for, and then there's the book, right, the Dan Simmons book. Yeah, there's a book. Yeah. It's called The Terror by Dan Simmons. Did you?
No,
you
I read it.
You didn't. And then there's quite a few.
Board game.
There's a board game. Yeah. There's the Trivial Pursuit, the Terror Trivial Pursuit game. And then there's several. There's historical books, wasn't there? What was the one?
Thick in the Ice.
Yes, that one. I didn't read that one. And then there's some documentaries and stuff like that. But chiefly, you're telling the story that's in the scripts.
Excellent. So next question is from Karen Govan in Calgary. What did you learn about the history of the expedition that surprised you the most? And that is for everyone.
It was doomed to failure. It didn't surprise me.
Didn't surprise
No,
me.
not at all. It's a classic tradition of British expedition forces.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere where it's really inhospitable and
Go with the wrong equipment. Yeah. Leave the important stuff
flip flops
behind.
would be good because it's wet. So none of that surprised me. But it is always a gift as an actor to be given an opportunity to do a bit of research, to try and find out a new bit of history. So this presented us with an opportunity to go and delve into the times. What was the political situation at the times? The ideology of the times, the economics of the times, and the idea of finding a Northwest Passage was like discovering uranium or whatever. It was the future. It was going to solve trading problems for the next 100 years. So it was it's an exciting thing to be involved in.
Interesting.
I was surprised by the fact they had canning technology. I didn't know they had it that early.
canning technology.
Yeah, like
Didn't do very well with it, though, but yeah.
no, but they had it.
Yeah.
It hadn't caused a problem for Napoleon because he had it during the Napoleonic Wars. But
You know what? It's when you say that that's the very same steam engine had taken you back and forth. That got me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love that bit. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Because both ships
So
were
quite
retrofitted with engines,
Oh, right.
steam engines,
Yes.
that were taken from steam trains. And the character that would have, you tell it. I'm not telling it.
I'm telling it.
Yeah, so there's a scene where I look at this engine which is powering Erebus we're on at the time, and he sort of surmises that it might well have taken him back and forward between London and Brighton. So it gives you an idea of that there was something improvisatory about it. They were just taking, a steam engine, whacking it in a boat, and making that. And so that's where the kind of the invention was that kind of level of simplicity, really. I mean, there's and there's your quote about them being the kind of Argonauts or cosmonauts of their time,
that was Franklin.
Franklin.
Yeah. But and also, I mean, the thing that got me was that how difficult it was. That was in one of those books that said that it was, there has been more trips to the moon, successful trips to the moon, than there have been in the Northwest Passage, and it was that dangerous. Or that, they only had 15 days worth of coal, of full power on board the ship, so they had to conserve the amount of coal they used. And the other thing was that they had no way of modulating the temperature that the engine gave off. So below decks, it was like the tropics. It was so hot that when you came below decks, you had to strip off all your clothes because you would just start sweating. And then as soon as you went back up on deck, that sweat would freeze and you'd have a layer of ice against you,
Yeah, a lot of the physical aspects of it are shocking to read about.
Sounds incredibly messy.
The maggots and the biscuits. They had the biscuit. They had this thing called hardtack, which was a sort of your basic grub that they would serve, and they would always be little maggots and weevils that would work their way into them. You'd pull them out before, probably not after a while. You'd probably eat them. Yeah.
We've just had our first live message come in. Hello, Tobias and Jared from the tribe. You have your own tribe?
Yeah.
You have a tribe?
Yes, we have a tribe together.
Tell us about that tribe.
Q-tip.
Hi, tribe.
Inspiring.
Hi. What am I supposed to do now?
Nothing. I'm going to read you the next question.
Okay.
There's a certain fearlessness in explorers. Would the actors consider themselves risk takers? And that's from Connie, all the way in Chicago. Who wants to go first?
I'm a risk taker, yes, I think so. Yes, I like to think of myself as a risk taker. Sometimes.
I'd like to agree. Adam is a risk taker.
Why is Adam the risk taker?
I don't know.
I'm too conventional to take risks. Apart from in my attire.
You're too conventional to understand my risk taking.
Yeah, it's way beyond my comprehension as a human being.
There's nothing that doesn't work.
You're wearing a hat, though. That's a risk.
I'm wearing a hat, and I'm wearing trainees with a hat. So yeah, I've got that completely down. Compared to we take risks in our careers, we take risks in the work we do, but not at the level of you want to trade your life for the possibility of maybe perhaps finding the Northwest Passage. It's a different level than.
Yeah. We've got another live question coming in. What were the physical challenges in these extreme climates?
In real life or in shooting?
Both.
Either. Well, I mean, the challenges in the real life was not dying, wasn't it? There's a certain point at which one of the things they talk about during the show where it's so cold that if you spend longer than 30 minutes out on the ice, you'll die of heart failure. So I would have said it was not dying would be challenge number one.
I think it was really. It seemed to me one of the research things that it was. Some of their equipment is so impractical. Their clothes were Royal Navy standard, but they were wool. They were heavy. As soon as they got wet, they'd never get dry again.
I'd like to just counter that.
What's that?
wool would retain about 70% of the heat when wet versus cotton or any other fabric.
Thank you.
So
But would it dry? Would it dry?
No, it would never dry. No, it wouldn't dry.
It wouldn't dry.
It wouldn't dry, but it would retain more body heat than any other fabric.
It's a safer option.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best option they
It's
have.
the best option they have.
Other than caribou skin.
Which is
Which
perfect
would-
with
yeah,
that particular
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But if we don't trust anyone who isn't from round our way,
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah.
You sure we're not broadcasting at Open University? I feel like.
Which is in danger of closing. I'm just doing my last bit to keep it going.
You must have had a lot of time to learn that kind of stuff. How long were you shooting for?
Not long enough to learn Inuit.
And was it freezing the entire time?
No, I mean,
Well, we were
it was
there.
cold in
Yeah.
Budapest, but when we got to Croatia, it was spring and it was pretty warm by then.
Cool.
So then we were covered in wool and sweating. So yeah, that
So,
was one of the challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, we have another live
Another
question
one.
coming in.
If
If you-
personally go on. Why am I doing your job? You do it.
If you personally were stuck in these conditions, what would you drink and what music would you play?
Interesting. What would you drink?
Yeah.
Well,
what
booze,
one
I think.
booze would you drink? Would you have with you?
Like, take with you, sort of. It's like a desert island disc
Yeah.
question,
It wasn't. It was very.
but that's sort of the.
that's what they're going
Yeah.
for.
That's what we're now answering.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna. Okay.
What's the one track
What-
that you would
yeah,
run into
what-
the waves
what
to
would-
retrieve?
What
Yeah.
would you take with you, and what booze would you take with you?
Would you take a Bob Marley track with you?
That's
Would
a
I?
really good
Yeah.
idea.
What,
That
warm
would,
you
that
up
would
in me?
relax. That'd be
I always
nice.
remember you used to listen to Bob Marley a lot
Marley,
in the
yeah,
makeup
Bob
trailer.
Marley, bit of disco,
Yeah,
you know, bit of chic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just to get us
Bit of
warmed up
Nile
for
Rodgers.
a day of
Yes.
hard
Yeah.
Arctic
it
exploration.
makes you feel happy, you know.
Don't worry, be
Reggae
happy.
makes you, yeah, exactly.
Asked and answered, I think.
What was that?
Asked and answered that question.
Booze-wise, though,
Water. That's all you got to take with you, man. Water's the only thing that keeps you living.
Sensible.
Just
Very
sensible, you know what I mean, eh?
practical, conventional.
You know,
Not
in a
taking
glass
a risk,
bottle,
yeah.
so that's recyclable.
Don't mess
Yeah.
around.
But the last thing we need is more plastic.
I think I might take a Riesling.
Nice.
Best answer of the day.
Tobias, what about yourself? What would you
I'm going to go for Rioja.
Oh,
Yes.
How did you get on with your animal co-stars?
Yeah.
Did you keep it? Yeah. Well, we're all here.
Yes, so there was a dog and a monkey.
Yes.
The dog, I vividly remember not being able to be around for more than 15 to 20 seconds because it had a real odour.
Yeah.
So the monkey was more fun.
I never met the
No,
monkey.
the monkey
but-
was
The
not
dog
more.
I
also
hear he had
had
great-
that drool thing, and so it would shake its head and flick
remember
it
the
all over your costume and all
Yeah,
over
that
the
was-
camera and everything. Yeah.
That was not.
He's a bit
Who would
scary.
do that? The dog.
That was the dog. And then the other thing about the dog was because it was so dark that you couldn't see it, so all they could see on the monitor was this pink tongue hanging out like this, going like that. You know, and then they try and dunk more light in there to try and see it. You know, it just ruins the cinematographer's dream of like how this was a beautiful play of light and dark. It's like you can't see the dog.
Put a torch on it.
So I'm going to... Oh, let's go to one of the live ones again. How did you prepare for the starvation scenes?
How did you prepare for the stuff?
Kept out of the canteen.
Yes, yes, I limited myself to just one breakfast.
One breakfast.
I lost a fair bit of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Because I
You
get,
did.
I'm allowed to say this. You lost a lot of weight too.
Yeah.
Just a couple
You
of
went
stone,
in a
right?
proper.
Yeah, I did. You just don't eat any food. Seriously,
Simple.
don't eat any food, and then over a period of time, your body starts to eat itself.
Ketosis, it's called.
But then once you get the scenes out of the way, ketosis is
Yeah, I'm the science officer.
Is that what it's called?
it's when your thyroid stops working. No, I'm just joking. But you just get the scene out of the way, right? But you lost a lot, didn't you?
Yeah,
remember.
I did. I did my bit. Tried.
I decided not to go for the full losing weight because it was shot out of order.
Yes. And
So
you had your
I-
Riesling
I-
to drink as well.
My Riesling.
Yeah.
I wore more jumpers.
And then relieve them as the
As we got skinny, I just put more and more clothes on.
So it
So
looks like they were
it
the same
looks like I
clothes
was-
to wear
yeah.
bigger.
So it was like
But actually, that's
I had full vests on at one point. Nearly died.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to something a little bit
That's just a
lighter.
statement.
You brought it up.
What is your character's best trait? And that's from Mark
Tobias always
Davidson.
has the best socks.
Tobias, you also have the best. Do you know you have a dedicated Twitter to your socks? Tobias socks.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're obsessed with your ankles.
Here's the latest edition.
Yeah.
Lovely then.
Yeah. Nice, aren't they?
From the sock.
Guys, thanks, guys.
No.
Thanks.
They're lovely then.
Yeah,
I'm not
thanks
seeing
very
better.
much. Thank you.
What my question was, I'm distracted by the socks. What's your character's best trait?
Best trait.
Yes.
What's your best trait, Negathis? Come on, your characters.
Practicality. That's like the worst answer ever.
I like it.
Boring. It's like it's fucking.
Huggability.
That's yours.
Yeah,
or?
yeah,
Okay.
Curiosity.
I'm going to go confidence.
His positive outlook.
Yay!
Oh, come
Every
on.
day's a sunny day.
Stop mucking about. Answer the question.
I would say his best trait isn't evident to him until later on in the story, but he has an amazing, very, very strong desire to survive. But in the beginning, that he has no idea that's in him because he's a miserable old bastard in the beginning.
Talking of which,
live question.
Are we going to see scenes depicting Crozier's background? Well, we certainly shot them. I've no idea if they made it.
How much of the
Yeah.
show have all of you seen?
You've seen the whole thing, right?
I haven't seen any of it, mate.
I've seen
well,
so
we've
many.
seen the scenes with when you're sort of turned down and stuff. That stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how much is in
it's
there,
all in there. Yeah. So yes, yes. The answer is yes.
So,
You will see
Lizzie Kavana from Blackpool wants to know, the terror features an unknown fear lurking in the vast wilderness. What are your greatest fears?
Unemployment.
Yeah.
You got
All
5
together now.
actors sitting here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Unemployment.
Paul, you didn't answer, so
Yeah, you're very
that's not your
confident.
greatest fear.
Well, I was actually trying to think.
Has a job.
Yeah.
Apart from
Paul's obviously presently employed, clearly.
yes, I'm not
He's
scared
on
of
stage right
unemployment.
Doing the NT live.
I don't know. I think as I get older, I've got a lot of fears. As I get older, I think I've got more and more fears.
God, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
What a question! Oh God.
So I don't know. I think death would be quite high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
But
Your teeth falling out. Apparently that's a big fear. I don't know
yes.
from what I've read.
So we're going with unemployment, death, and teeth falling out.
Yeah.
For that
Just,
one.
like I say, it's what I've
Yeah.
read.
In that order.
In that order,
So look out for those kids. Yeah.
did you have to actually swim in the freezing water? Is another one of the live questions.
No, we
I've just
shot in a
posed.
landlocked country, so we were hundreds of miles from the sea, thousands of miles from the Arctic. So that's the magic of.
But when we went to Croatia, people did get in the water.
Oh yeah.
Apparently
Was it
could freeze.
They did.
Yeah.
I didn't.
In fact, we went into it. Didn't we? We went swimming.
It was,
Yeah, it was great.
It was
We
really.
did. Yeah, it was a great day.
Do you remember?
I completely forgot it. No, it was
Wow. Wow. Thanks a lot.
No, I
Yeah.
hadn't. No, it was freezing, right? It was freezing.
was
but
freezing.
we made it.
What happened on that day? You looked like it all came screaming back to you just then.
Oh well, I mean, it was just a day off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a short, sharp swim.
Yeah, just an in and out.
It became like a thing that people were sort of daring each other to do, wasn't it? Jump in the water.
Yeah.
It was either as you came home from one of those, you know,
Or post
the
football.
night off,
Or post
post-football,
football. Yeah, we played a lot of football on.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
landed.
Plenty of opportunities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never did it.
We have a question
Too cold.
for Tobias and Jared. So the question is, we've seen you in different productions, all of them brilliant. What does a script have to pique your interest?
Well, hopefully it's something you haven't, you don't feel like you've seen before. A fresh story, a fresh take on a story, a good part would be nice. I think you have to want to see the story told, you know, and if you don't, then why are you in it, really? I mean, obviously there's an obvious reason why you'd be in it, but but other than that, you hope that you're going to be in something that you enjoy finding out what happens in it, you know.
Yeah.
Page turner, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a boring answer, but
good writing.
Script,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, generally. Yes.
Going to go to another live question. Were you tempted to take anything from the set?
I think the correct version of that question is, who didn't take something from the set?
So what was the best thing?
I didn't take it.
I wanted to take.
You didn't take your leg?
I wanted to take the leg so no one else had to suffer the indignity of the future. But apparently now it's in a prop shop in Hamburg. I'm reliably informed.
Is that true?
Yeah. Somebody said they saw it on the shelf for another job.
Sad.
It's so sad, isn't it? You know,
Not
second-hand
taking
leg.
things from the set.
I didn't take anything from the set. Did you take
I
those?
took my glasses. I took those sunglasses that we had when we were falling over the ice.
I took
Yeah.
something that I think I can say this without spoiling anything.
Go on.
The original Hickey, I play Hickey, and Hickey has a knife in the Royal Observatory, the real thing, and I have our version of that.
Ah, that's pretty good.
I took a couple of cannons just for decoration.
Where are those
It's on the
flares?
front, by the front door.
Kids don't just think it is.
Another question for all from Ellen K in Manchester. What advice would you give to your character at the start of the series?
Don't go.
Anything other than don't
Run!
We've got another live question.
Listen to Crozier.
Listen to Crozier.
Oh, here we go.
Who was the cast?
Listen to Crozier.
You'll be
No,
fine.
you're right.
Who was the cast's biggest joker, and what was the worst prank that was pulled?
How we take these questions?
Who was the cast? I don't know. We had a lot of really very, as you can tell,
Very
very,
funny
very
people.
witty people.
Very
yeah.
funny people.
You know, Jeff Coe.
Most of whom sadly can't be here tonight.
Charles Edwards, Petrie,
Edward
I've had Edward Astley playing football.
Yeah,
Have you ever witnessed that? That was
What a range-changing, extraordinary thing that is.
yeah.
like antelopes trying to kill themselves.
It's just, he's not here to defend himself.
We've got time for just one more question. So, what acting challenges did you face as part of production? So, which new acting challenges? Like close quarters, green screen, harsh weather. What were those first?
Well, I think the harsh weather was useful, you know, because it was really cold, so that really helped. But green screen, I mean, it's not quite a first, but I haven't done so much green screen, and I think that is a challenge of imagination. I mean, actually, the sets were full of atmosphere. They were amazing. How the lighting was working and how the fog was working, and incredible sets. So that did a lot. But just looking out at the green screen.
All looking at the same spot wasn't it?
What are you
I'm looking at the X. I'm looking at the X. I'm looking at different X.
And the sun's gone down and back up again.
Or you're like in the middle of this, you'd be in the middle of this really intense scene, and you're sort of acting away, and you want to get it on this take because you've got to move on. You're behind schedule. You think you've got it, and this giant soap sud lands on your nose.
Oh no!
Because they was using soap bubble, different methods of
Fake
creating
snow.
fake snow.
Yeah.
This giant fucking bubble would land on your nose, like God, you got to again. There's batting snow, man. Come and get it right.
Yeah. Edward Berger started ranting in German.
Fuck's sake, can we not suck this fucking snow?
So I think that's about all we have time.
That's what we're going to end on.
We ended well then.
Green screens. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for
Don't
joining
forget to watch The Terror when it starts on AMC UK on Tuesday the 24th of April at 9 p.m.
Available on BT TV.
Available on BT TV.
Yes, exclusively on.
Exclusively on BT TV.
After you've watched the
on their
footage.
IPTV platform.